where the waters are warm but the air is eerie, where people scramble and the stores are empty. Hugo is its name, and it's heading straight for you. Have you ever wondered how Hurricane Hugo came to be the giant it was? Did it just come barreling to the shore one morning without warning? No. Hurricane Hugo started off the Cape Verde as a nameless cluster of thunderstorms on September 9th, 1989. Over time, it built up its strength, and within 4 days it was officially a Category 1 hurricane. The winds grew stronger and the rain punched harder as Hugo transformed into a Category 5 hurricane in a matter of 48 hours. During this time, Hugo had a set track for Guadalupe in the Caribbean. Once making landfall on September 18th, 1989, the hurricane dropped down to a Category 3 with winds of 120 miles per hour. 4 days later, Hurricane Hugo had re-strengthened to a Category 4 with winds of 135 miles per hour. It was at midnight that the eye of the major hurricane hit Charleston, South Carolina. It was on Wednesday, September 20th, 1989, that the weather forecasters began to monitor Hugo's estimated time of arrival and place of impact. Wednesday evening at 6 p.m., a hurricane watch was put into effect for the coast from Florida to North Carolina, and Charleston officials were officially calling for an evacuation. It was not until Thursday morning, September 21st, 1989, that the South Carolina governor called for an immediate evacuation of the barrier islands, beaches, and peninsulas. It was Thursday at 6 p.m. when Hugo gained back its strength, and the eye was set to land in Charleston in less than 24 hours. At this time, evacuation was nearly complete. Homes and stores were boarded up, sandbags were filled and put in place, and lanes had been reversed westbound. Time was almost up for the monster to come to shore. It was midnight on September 22nd, 1989, that Hurricane Hugo hit Charleston, South Carolina as a Category 4 with winds up to 135 miles per hour. The sound screeched through Charleston and ripped trees apart, pulled pieces of homes right from their nails and hinges, and destroyed everything in its path. Hugo brought a 15 to 20-foot storm surge that blanketed the coast roads with sand and eroded the shoreline. Isle of Palms in Charleston was flattened out, and sewage pipes were busted as the intensity of the storm refused to waver. Power lines were pulled down, communication was scarce, and the storm was quickly moving. Hurricane Hugo came and went for Charleston, and by daybreak it was gone, and the residents finally saw the damage left behind. Hurricane Hugo came and went quickly for Charleston, but the damage done could not compare. Hugo left behind $7 million in damage to the U.S. and resulted in 26 fatalities. Homes on Sullivan's Island and Isle of Palms were found uninhabitable and left many residents homeless for weeks on end. Due to the amount of tree damage in the Francis Marion National Forest, lumbering companies were shut down permanently to keep up with the loss. Power in Charleston was non-existent for several days to weeks, depending where individuals resided. Though not the largest hurricane to hit, Charleston, South Carolina will never forget the impact they received. Today, Hurricane Hugo is still remembered and discussed even 30 years later as an unforgettable event.